Again live with the preschool time where I'm going to show you the Montessori job of how to roll a rug and read a book, The Goodnight Moon. Now, let me see because again, this one I'm doing for the first time for today, and I want to make sure that all my channels are working properly because um, again, my sharing of screen is not working, and I'm still trying to figure out how to share my screen because that's what it does say that it will share your screen, but something is not working great. And again, sometimes it's as simple as to log in and log out, and sometimes it's much more than that, and I think I'm going through that phase. It's much more than that because I have put the system on and off so many times, but I'm not able to share my screen. But whenever something is not working, there is always another alternative, and that's why I did bring the book with me, the hard copy with me, even though I like when the book I am able to share on the screen. So today is April 8th, not April, oh boy. I'm still in April. It's August 18th, 2020, and I'm here live with the Montessori activities and book reading and some tips for parents. It's very hot in here, so please make sure you're hydrated, your kids are hydrated, and your plants are hydrated because that's what it's all about, to take care of each other. Before I start showing kiddos let's see, about the rug rolling, I want to see if you're able to see me live. Give me some likes, give me some thumbs up. Okay, I'm still waiting for some of the audience to show up, and I know I have promised that I will let you know that um, I will let you know ahead of time when I'll be going live. It's just that the system, I'm trying to figure out with the system. I see Shami Paul. Thank you, Shami, for joining me, and all others. Please join in. And I'm making sure that my system works fine so that I can tell you what time I will be going live so kiddos can join. It's a lunchtime, so most of you, even if you're working from home, take a break. Drink some water, give me some likes, comment, and then eat something. Eat something healthy, good, and then go back to work. Spend time with your kiddos. That's another thing. Parents who are working from home and they have the little ones at home with them during this time, please have a schedule for yourself and with your kids because it's not easy to feed the baby, cook things, and do your online work. It's not, even for me, it's not easy, and that's why sometimes it's not easy for me to tell what time I will be going live. But I have made a promise to myself that I will go live every day, even if it's for 30 minutes or 45 minutes. I will be going live for the little ones. Okay, so today I'm going to show you about how to roll a rug, because that's the very first Montessori activity kids will be doing. And make sure your kids are working on some of the things. And as I said yesterday, if it's older kids, please make sure that they are doing some writing and doing multiplication tables, and they are doing some of the offline activities also. And rolling up a rug is one of those activities. Before we start anything in Montessori classroom, our first thing is to teach kids how to roll up a rug, because rug rolling is very important, because all the Montessori activities or anything what your child is doing, it comes on the rug. So it's very important for them to know how to roll up a rug. So as I have been showing you guys that we do have a worksheet, and as you can see in here, we have the worksheet about how to roll up a rug. And I know I sometimes take my worksheets a little bit closer to the camera, so that you can see what things we are doing. So today is the rug rolling, and as you know, that we don't have to have exactly same material in the Montessori classroom, what we have in Montessori classroom and in your home. Feel free to take any towel, any piece of cloth which is rectangular in shape, big enough to put things in here, because that's the most important thing for kiddos, to learn one thing at a time. One thing at a time. There is a starting, there is an end for everything, and that's how in life also, whatever project we do, there should be starting and the end and the middle. It should not be just starting and middle and then no end. And for myself personally, I also do have a lot of projects which had the starting, and which have the middle, and they haven't reached to the end. And then there are so many projects we did reach to end. But telling kids not to finish the job, that does not take you to the next level. They have to finish whatever they have started. So that's why, when we have the rug, that tells kids, that's the starting point. You bring the rug, you bring the material, then you do the activity, if it's instructed the way, or if they want to have their own creativity, have them do that. But then once they are done with that, they have to put it back on the shelf, and they have to roll up the rug. So that's what today we are going to learn about rolling the rug. So I'm going to show it to you. And I see a lot of people joining me on Facebook Live. You can also join me for YouTube also, as I am exploring different platforms. Feel free, to give likes, comments, even, if you know something that will make these live videos better, please share with me, because sometimes, as a speaker, you have only one set of mind, and I'm always looking for new ideas and how to make things better. Okay, so I'm going to show you, this is our rug that we use in the classroom. So as you can see, this one you can get easily online or IKEA. IKEA is the best place to get these rugs, I think $4 or $5. And these are your best friends when you're teaching young kids how to do activities, because that is kind of, confined area. It's like our workplace. Confined area, that's our work area. That's where we would be working, so that we are not all over the place. And you have seen this in many adults also, that they are all over the place, whether it's, our spouse, kids, you see other adults, you go to other offices, and they're like, what is that? So teaching them at very young age, one thing at a time, everything has its place, everything has a name, there is always start, middle, and end. These are the basic things. And if kids can do that, if adults can do that, most of the projects, which are hanging on, they will be complete. Because the way we do things, and I think that's why some people are successful, more successful than others, because the way they do things, and the Montessori is one of the best ways. And early on we teach kids how to do these activities, the chances are it will stay with them rest of their life, and they can have a solid foundation to build other things on top of it. Okay, so with that, enough of that talking. With the rug, again, we are going to do it on the floor, and I will be, I do not like to move my camera because it really, affects. So I'm going to show you what you're going to do is, let's say, we have the rug on the floor and then we open it. And since it's all rounded up, so I'm going to show it to you. So that's how, kids are going to unroll and they're going to put it on the floor, unroll, and then, putting it down. Again, everything is on the floor, and I really wish I was able to show it to you on the floor or on the table, but I will try my best. I'm going to move a little bit. So this is the rug they're going to use, and let's pretend, this is my wall, which I have, or you know what, I'm going to move my camera moving, not recommended for the live videos, but I'm going to show it to you. So what your kids will be doing is roll, roll, and they're doing it on the floor. Tap, tap, pull. So they're, rolling it on the floor and pulling the rug towards themselves. So roll, roll, and now I have to hold it. But think about if this rug is on the floor, so you're going to do tap, and then the other side tap, and then pull. So we do not, the child do not move towards the rug. They will pull it. So child is sitting stable, and we are going to do, what, I just feel like this is not the justice for the rug rolling, because this job is going to be on the floor. So I'm going to show it to you. I'm moving my camera, and as you can see, okay, so this is one I feel better, definitely much better than doing it on the table. Let's see if you guys can see. Again, moving camera is not one of the, okay, I'm holding the camera in here, and but I need, let's see. I'm going to put some books so that you can see it on the floor. And that's the thing with, when you have laptops and you cannot move your cameras. Okay, as you can see, let me move a little bit so that you can see the starting. So with both hands, roll. Since I'm holding the camera with one hand, so kids will be using both hands. Roll, roll, tap, tap, pull. Roll, roll, tap, tap, pull, and use both hands. Roll, roll. And I'm just trying to fit my camera so that you can see. Roll, roll, tap, tap, pull. 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 Roll, roll. So that's how they are going to roll the rug, and they're going to hold with both hands. And sometimes I use in the classroom, hold it like a baby, with both hands very gently. And when they have to unroll the rug, so how kids are going to use is they're going to again use both hands, and they're going to unroll the whole rug, and then they have to roll it, then roll, roll, tap, tap, pull. Roll, roll, tap, tap, pull. Roll, roll, tap, tap, pull. Roll, roll. And when we use words with what they are doing, they will never, forget the step. This was, hold from the previous. So this is all unroll, roll, roll, tap, tap, pull, roll, roll, tap, tap, pull, roll, roll, tap, tap, pull. And that's how they are going to roll up the rug. And again, I'm going to put my camera back in the position so that you guys can see me talking, even though in the live videos they say do not move your camera because it's very distracting for the parents or for the audience. So this is my rolled up rug. I hold it like a baby, very gentle, very nice. Holding it very nice. That's the rolling of the rug. And whatever material kids have, they are going to use it on this rug. They are not going to use it anywhere else. So it's not that they can pick anything and the toys are all over the place. And you will hear that a lot from the parents that, oh, in my house, the toys are all over the place. I have to just and sit properly so that you guys can see me. Okay. So this is our rolling of the rug, the Montessori job. And whenever I use the term Montessori job, that means the Montessori activity kids are going to do. So this rug, when we roll, that's where kids are going to put their stuff, all their material on the rug. So they will do it on the table or they will be doing it on the rug. So at home also, try this thing. Have a towel, have a blanket, or have a small rug. Give it to the kids every time you want to play, especially with the Legos at home. Legos are like, if you step on it and the parents, you have used the Legos before, you know what I'm talking about. So make sure your kids are using Legos or the small pieces or any toys they are playing with on the rug. That's their confined area where they are going to play. And it's really, really helpful once they learn from the starting that they have to do one thing at a time. It just helps them. It's such a solid foundation for them. Okay, so that was about our rug rolling. And as you can see, these worksheets, even though we give it to the kids to color, but this is more for the parents. So when you receive the worksheet from us, make sure you ask them, what did you learn today? And then you will know that today kids learn about how to roll the rug. And then once you will start saying roll, roll, tap, tap, pull, roll, roll, tap, tap, pull. The second time they are going to finish it because they have already learned in the classroom. So that was our job about the rolling of the rug. And now we are going to talk about our, the book reading, which is the Goodnight Moon. And again, I really like to have the book on the screen. And I'm not sure what's going on. And I don't know. Something, I'm not able to share my screen. I don't see the application window, which I was able to do before. So I'm still trying. And if any of you know it, just, please share with me. But now I'm going to read you the book, Goodnight Moon. One of my, again, favorite books. Even though it's a nighttime book. And I don't know, something is there in this book. Whenever you start reading to kiddos, they fall asleep. That's what with my kids, that was like, their indication, oh, it's time to sleep. It's kind of, dozing off as you're reading this and they're like, sleeping. So anything with the, sleeping time books, make sure you're keeping it for the sleeping time. Do not mix your sleeping time books during the daytime books, especially the book like Goodnight Moon, because it's for sleeping. It's meant for sleeping. And there is something very special about this book. That's why it's a classic. And I love the way Margaret Wise Brown, she wrote beautiful words, and the pictures are by Clemente Hurd. Very nice. I love this book, The Goodnight Moon. And also in the same series, there is a Runaway Bunny and My Word, which is a companion of Goodnight book. And these are the favorite bedtime books. So please make sure to invest definitely in this book. Okay, so Goodnight Moon by Margaret Wise Brown and pictures by Clement Hurd. Okay, now look into this one, and I'm just going to show you like this. In the great green room, there was a telephone, and ask your kids where to find the telephone, and they'll be like, oops, that's the telephone, even though nowadays kids cannot relate to this kind of phone. And I'm going to show you a little closer what we are talking about, since this is classic. So look for the phone in here. Okay, like my finger, like here. You see the phone in here? So when they're talking about in the great green room, there was a telephone, and it's so surprising. During Halloween time in our classroom, we do have a phone like this. We do bring it out, and it has a lot of, it makes a lot of noises. And one of the kids, they asked, "What is this?" So I know kids cannot relate to this phone because the cell phones are there, but still, you have to tell them it's a telephone. Um, and a red balloon. And again, make sure you're asking kids, where is the red balloon? Or if they're about to fall asleep, then, put your finger over there, red balloon. And a picture of what pictures, and ask them what pictures you can see. And then, they're going to tell, the cow jumping over the moon. But, and they will memorize this, like I just blurted out the cow jumping over the moon. The same thing kids are going to do. So have it, um, even though kids are going to see it and they're going to memorize after a few days, but have that conversation going on. The cow jump, let's see. So the cow jumping over the moon, and three and there were three little bears sitting on the chair. So there were, from the previous page, there are two pictures on the wall, and then we are going to talk about the cow jumping over the moon and the three little bears sitting on the chair. Now in here, as you can see, and that's something special about this book is, it's going from color to black and white. So again, I was telling you there's something special about this book. So that's one of the things that's, putting kids to sleep. Okay. And two little kittens. And again, tell them, where are the kittens? And then, they're like, oh, the kittens are right here. So they can see, where are the kittens? The two little kittens and a pair of mittens. And again, they're like, where the mittens are, and they're going to see where the mittens are. They're hanging in there. And a little playhouse. So again, there's a playhouse in here. And a young mouse. Oopsie. So what do you think? The young mouse. Where is the young mouse? And let's see. You can see the young mouse right here. Okay. And what else? And again, you can see the book again, black and white, and what it's saying. So they can see, the two things, and a comb and a brush and a bowl full of mush. So I know we have a phone ringing in there, but I'm just going to go with my live session. That's the beauty of live session. The phones are ringing, the doors getting knocked, kids are talking, but that's what, makes it more interesting. It's live. It's not being edited. Okay. And a comb and a brush and a bowl full of mush. And an old quiet lady who was whispering, shh. And when you're reading this book to the kids, please make sure to have that tones, and it's like, and a quiet, when the word quiet comes, so become quiet. And a quiet old lady who was whispering, shh. And with the kids, when you start doing that, they're like, oh, that's the time to be quiet. Okay. Good night room. So they're saying good night room, everything good night. And you can see, the light in the room. And then they're saying good night moon. Good night cow jumping over the moon. And have them, repeat after you, because it's a rhyming book, and the more rhyming words the book have, the more vocabulary they're going to build. And I will highly recommend read these books to your babies. Start from as they're babies, and even when they're in second, third grade, I've seen kids just love these books. Even I'm in love with this book. Okay. Good night, bears. Where are the bears? The three bears, remember? And good night chairs. So we will have them, sitting on the chair. Okay. And then next time I'll make sure my phone is with someone so that they can answer and they don't disturb my live sessions. Okay. Okay. Good night, moon. So in here, there's a good night. Okay, we did good night moon, good night cow jumping over the moon, good night bears, and now it is good night kittens and good night mittens. Kittens and mittens, they rhyme. Good night clocks. So again, you have to show where the clocks are, and good night socks. So they're going to see the socks are also hang next to mittens. After that, good night little house, and good night. Remember the little mouse? Good night comb. Good night brush. So again, if you look at these pictures, it's getting dark in the room. And then it says, good night, nobody. Good night, mush. And good night to the old lady. Where's the old lady? Okay. Good night to the old lady who was whispering. Good night, stars. Good night, air. And good night, noises everywhere. So as you can see, everything is dark and our voice becoming very soft, very slow, and that tells kids it's time to sleep. So that's the beauty of reading the books to kids. And whenever you're reading books to kids, go up, down, and kiss them good night, and that's our time to say good night everyone, and then it's time to sleep. So having the rituals of reading books to kids before they go to bed, such a nice ritual. Talking to your kids before they go to bed about how was their day, and giving them some time. And sometimes something is upsetting them, sometimes they don't want to go to sleep and they will ask for a sip of water, or oh, I forgot to do this thing or that thing. But having a ritual before they go to bed is really, really good one, where you can talk to them, where you can read to them. The younger the age, the more you can do that, that's really good. And I remember with my daughter, she used to say, one more. And that was the beauty of, the little ones. They don't want to go to sleep, and they have to go to sleep. They feel like, they're going to miss something if they go to sleep. But it's very important for them to sleep for good number of hours. Look at your kids' age and look into how many hours of sleep do they need. So switch off all the TV and go to bed, and read them the books, and talk to them, and have the ritual. That's really helpful, having a schedule and to expect what's coming next. That really helps with the kiddos as well as with adults. Okay, so that was my live session with preschool kids about rug rolling and Goodnight Moon. That's what we talked about today. This is the worksheet which I showed you, how to roll up a rug, and then this is the rug which we learned how to roll it up. In fact, I would like to share once, one of the parents shared me the picture of the child went to the restaurant, and it was before COVID time, and he rolled up the napkin when the waiter gave the napkins to everyone, and he rolled up the napkin while he was waiting for the food, and then he was saying, roll, roll, roll the rug. And it feels so good that whatever we teach kids, they apply that in the outside world also, and how they become more systematic in putting things away so precisely. It feels so good to see them that they have learned something, and it will stay. rest of their life. And it's sad that when they grow up, most of the time they forget about their preschool teachers, because they are so young. But then, with the pictures and the videos, they get to remember their first teachers in their life. And we always welcome our preschool kids to keep on visiting us. I take my kids to their preschool, and what memories they made it in the preschool. First 5 years, very important. Make sure, take a lot of pictures, teach them, spend time with them. That's the best thing you can do with your child, spend time with them. That's the most beautiful age. So, again, my calls, and we always welcome. Oh boy, okay. So that was about the live session for today for preschool time, and I'm going to see you tomorrow, and I'm going to figure out how to share the screen so that I can show you more and more books on PDF through the screen. Again, I'm still learning, and I'm getting better every day. And that's what the goal is, to learn, to try new things, to inspire, and be happy. So I'm going to see you then tomorrow. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. And